Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Sean, this is the Game Room, and we are continuing with our Starship Troopers 6mm painting, and we're going to jump right into it. Today we're painting the APE Marauder. Now, this is the APE Marauder from the Starship Troopers Roughnecks Chronicles, and this is what we're going for. Very few colors we're going to use on this guy, and let me just show you what we're going to use. First thing we're going to do, he was primed with gray cere, but then we're going to use contrast militarum green. We're going to do that all over. We're going to do the windows with Beowulf blue, High Lord blue, and a little bit of matte white. And then we have, of course, gunmetal for all of the metal parts that we're going to need, like the cage and just some dry brushing around it. And of course, we'll also have Grim Black speed paint for black areas. So without further ado, let's get started. Alright, so let's get, since we're going to use, just going to grab a brush here. This, since we're going to do, basically we're going to coat the entire model with the Militarum green, we don't need to be precise, so I'm just going to use a brush I've been using for dry brushing or washes, and we're just going to cover the whole model. You don't need to get the window. We're going to do that, the canopy, we're going to do that in black, but if you do, it doesn't matter. We're going to cover it up with the black. So we'll quickly go over this guy. So the program that I'm using is a piece of shit. It's called Camera Hub Elgato, and it keeps losing the zoom. It is a total piece of shit software. I can't recommend it. Yeah. Which is, it had the zoom and then it loses it. Then I have to reset the whole thing. And it worked fine the other day. But now it's not. So, therefore, total piece of shit. Don't download it. Don't give them any money. They sell a shit product. Okay, now that our Militarum green is complete, we're going to use some of our Grim Black speed paint to do the joints and base coat the window. So just be very careful with this. You don't want to get it all over your already painted model. There. And then we want to get it into the joints. I do the claws or the hands of the weapon in it, just to help break up some of the Militarum green. And it's okay if you get part of the cage, because we're going to paint that with the gunmetal after we get the windows done. let that dry real quick. Okay, so similar to how we did the window on the Chicken Hawk, we have our Beowulf blue, which is the dark blue here, which we're going to give a dark, we're going to cover the majority of the window with that. We're going to do that all the way around. Okay, now I'm going to add in a little bit of the High Lord blue, which I'm just going to pull right off the palette here. And just like we did before, I'm just going to kind of paint down one side while it's all still wet. Sorry for that. Okay, now I'm going to take some of the white, I'm going to mix it with a little bit of the High Lord blue, I was having some camera issues, so this is actually the next day, so my wet palette is doing the best it can. You get something like that. I'm going to kind of flatten out my brush like so. And just like before, we're going to go right up at the edge here. We're just going to very gently pull it over. Oh. And on the sides here, I'm going to grab it at the top and pull down. Same thing here. Now we're going to add a little bit more white. And I'm going to repeat the process, just not as far. Totally had you off the screen there. My apologies. Okay, now a little bit more white. You can take this as many steps as you want, but I think this will be my last one. A little bit more white. So we have something like that. I don't want a whole lot on the brush. I really just want to touch these points like right there. Okay. Now, if you got too much or you went over too far, just pull back out your Beowulf blue, and you can always just touch up a little bit on the side over here with the darker blue. Just trying to give yourself a nice little blended effect. Alright, and with that, we will go back to our next color. Okay, now we're going to get our gunmetal, and for this we're going to paint our canopy, I don't know what you can call them, roll bars, whatever you want to call them. I can't think at this moment. Like so. All I did was that, and I just kind of flattened the tip of my brush out a little bit so that it would make it a little bit easier. Alright, and then if there's any other spots on here that you want to paint silver, you can. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give the whole model a quick dry brush of silver. I'm just going to use just a simple old brush to do a quick dry brush, just to help bring out some of the high pointed detail. Just pick out the high points. I mean, that's all I'm trying to do, just to show that, yep, this is a metal Walker. Sorry, can't talk. Hit the black just a little bit, just to show that those are metallic. And with that, he's just about finished. The only thing I want to do next is I want to paint the base in the base color that you're going to use. I'm using desert yellow because when it's all said and done, you want the base like that before you put the sand on it. It just helps cover, depending on what you're going to do with your bases. I mean, it's totally up to you. But you can really just help hide any blemishes, imperfection. I'll like the paint on that, but the sand won't cover very well unless you're going to like paint your sand or something. Totally sorry about that. I got to move that arm. So I use desert yellow, and I'm just going to paint Alright, here he is, complete other than having sand. I'm going to do all the basing at one time because it just takes a little bit. But there you go. Pretty cool for a 6mm scale Ape Marauder. Okay, let's wrap it up. Hey, okay guys, I hope this has helped. I hope you're enjoying this series of Starship Troopers. If you're painting your own 6mm Starship Troopers, or any other 6 to 10mm scale, you can use the same techniques. It's very easy once you've done it a few times. Just takes a little practice because you can do it. With that, again, I'm really anxious to get these finished and get it on the table because I really want to play the game. And I hope this helps. Please like, subscribe, drop a comment down below. And as always, thanks for watching. God bless. Have a wonderful evening. Bye now.